And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Uno, two, tres, four.
Go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this. Hi, welcome Dumpster. I was showing them my my gameplay. I was playing Xbox and I left it on, so I clicked on that for live. Welcome, welcome everybody to episode 6 of Anna Mondays. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope everyone's doing fine. I really got to get better at putting like notification. I really should have posted this on my YouTube. Is that people are always kind of like slow to getting in because I keep forgetting to make an announcement on my X and on my YouTube. I gotta make a schedule. I need to make a VTuber schedule, like an actual schedule page, and post that every week so this way people know when I'm streaming. But that's my fault. I'll fix that up soon. I gotta just get better at this stuff. But how is everybody doing? How glad to see everybody in. Brutal, I have a question for you.
Yes.
As always, I like to start off our stream with the
Go for it.
question of the stream for anime related news and topics. And this one I have: what genre of anime do you prefer? Like, what is the one you watch more than anything else?
I'm leaning either towards slice of life or isekai, but
Is there like a particular reason? Like, do you like the story more, the character writing more, or is it just like your preference in the storytelling?
For the isekai, it's of course it's just like a funny concept, you know.
Getting transported or dying and reincarnating in another ward?
Yes, and people like have done like some crazy ass shit. with
Trust
the
me, we
concept,
got more crazy stuff coming in. Like, have you heard about the anime that's called like that's literally the premise is I got isekai to another world and I chose to become the hero's ribcage or some stupid shit like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know fucking Chibi's
yeah,
like...
And then there's like the venom. Is that an isekai? The one with
That is an
vending
isekai.
machines?
So okay, so I need to describe the retardation that is this anime because apparently people really like this anime, and for the life of me, I can't understand why. So the premise of that anime is a guy who's obsessed with vending machines. Like it like that's his hobby, to like research them, to understand what mechanics are built to them. Like the guy goes and takes like fucking like tours at factories that makes them. He's obsessed with vending machine. And while he's riding his fucking moped, he sees a truck that has vending machines on them, and like I guess the strap that's holding him down breaks, and one of the vending machines is about to fall over. So he attempts to save it, and in the process gets crushed by it and dies.
Well, all right. Well, guess what?
And he gets...
Truck-kun strikes again.
But no, it wasn't even Truck-kun's fault. Truck-kun wasn't even paying attention. It was like, huh, what happened? It was what Truck-kun was carrying, which was fucking vending machines. And so he wakes up in another ward as a fucking vending machine. He's in a fantasy ward as a vending machine, and he has his own little rules and restrictions he has to abide by. But basically, like, people put money in him, and they're able to purchase the items he has for sales. And the more he levels up and gains experience, he can like increase the amount of items he's able to sell and different type of items, yada yada yada, shit like that. And it's just really stupid. Like I say it's stupid because it's not just the fact that he's a fucking vending machine, but the fact that like how the ward just like, I would have to go into detail, but one of my biggest problems with the actual anime is how it handles the currency system, because they start like giving him the currency of that ward, right? And when he gets it, he transferred the currency over to experience points that he can use to gain up more abilities, right? But he doesn't give currency back. Like, you can't open them up and like take the coins out later like you would for a normal vending machine. No, he just eats it. So basically, he's slowly eating away this ward's currency with no gain back for them, outside of whatever items they buy from him. Which the anime does slightly address, but only for like the briefest moment, and they're like, it's fine. And I'm like, no, that is not fine. That is gonna fuck up your economy, dude. Yeah. But anyways, I've only seen season 1. It's getting season 3 soon. I'm not in the mood.
I mean, I'll be honest. I could imagine if a lot of people turn into vending machines. Imagine the fucking economy.
Hello, Mr. Monkey. How, Mr. Monkey? Welcome. We're just talking about the fucking isekai anime. As a vending, like isekai as a vending machine. It's fucking stupid. But I guess
I think the reason people like it is because they just see it.
Well,
as like
it is cutesy, it's wacky, and the premise alone, you have to remember, like, for me, one of the biggest draws of most animes and stories is the premise. You're gonna draw me in with whatever premise you come. If you're like premises like, guy becomes towel for a famous celebrity, I'm like, that sounds stupid. All right, let's check it out. You know, it's something like that. Like, the premise is the gotcha to get you involved into the anime or to the series. I like isekai or reincarnation animes. Only most of them were good. Yeah, I mean, my roommate is big into the isekai genre. That's his favorite genre to watch, and that's the one he mostly watches. He just got finished watching Noble Reincarnation from the new winter season. He felt iffy about it the whole time, and judging by what I was watching, I was like, yeah, this probably is going to be an anime I'm not going to really like, but I'm going to watch it anyways. But for me, I have a preference towards... Now, I feel like it should be kind of obvious, but I have a preference towards either combat animes or romance animes.
Yeah.
I really do like my romance, and I especially like my combat animes. Like, some of my favorite combats would definitely be Baki, Kengan Ashura, Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple, things like that. And for romance, I'm currently really enjoying Polar Opposites, Kimi no Tokudo. That's one of my favorite romance. My Love Story, like these type of animes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so those are my preferred genres of animes. And
my favorite romance anime is Rent a Girlfriend.
You're just trying to piss me off, aren't you? That got confirmed for a new fucking season, dude. There are animes out there that are really good and like underrated that only have one season to their name.
Oh yeah.
We get.
Oh my god, you thought I was being serious.
I could believe it. I'm not saying you specifically, but I could totally believe someone telling me, he's like, yeah, have you heard of Rent a Girlfriend? I'm like, yes. Do you like that? And if they told me yes, I could believe someone saying that, because I've never seen a fan base more pissed off than that, like a specific point that happened in the manga recently, that everyone got really upset with the author. And I looked at these people, I'm like, why are you surprised? Like,
Yeah.
the character sucks.
It's
The main
basically a
character
sneak-
is awful.
Yes, it's basically Sneeko the anime.
It's not even just Nico. It's like literally, dude. This character has He is just completely bitch made. Anyways, I'm getting off point.
Like it's basically NTR or cuck shit. Or
I don't even think that, because I haven't read too far into the manga or even the anime. Like, I've only seen the first 2 seasons, and I just forced myself to watch the second one. I forced it. I was like, there's got to be something, anything for me to find enjoyment from this, and I
Yeah.
just couldn't.
Yeah.
But anyways,
how,
what's
but
up?
how but how cuckolder NTR is.
Well,
ripping off
like,
the
so
real-
NTR would imply that someone's like smooching onto your girl and then steals your girl from you, and no one technically steals her away because he's paying for her. He's using up his college money, his funds, and his money from later. I believe he later gets a job to pay for her services, which is pretending to be his girlfriend. Hell, at one point
Yeah.
he pays for her to be his friend's girlfriend because his friend like fucked up and like wanted to like be in a relationship too. So he rented a girlfriend too, thinking he's gonna like show his friends like, yeah, I'm dating someone too. But then it's found out that it was another rent a girlfriend. So like, to make him feel better and not feel like a complete like, jackass, he rents out his girlfriend to his friend, so this way he can make him believe that like he's having a good time, because in this point in time in the story, his entire friend group think that he's really in a relationship, but he's not.
Dude, that is so much shit, bro.
It is
That
ridiculous. It is just super ridiculous. I just can't with that anime. But
they're
anyways,
just- they're just shoving so much shit into it.
Like I said,
you're like, how do you try to make it good?
like I
You're not
said,
making
you,
any
well,
good.
okay,
You're just
you
making-
can make almost any story good. It depends on how you write it. If this is a story about a man slowly coming to terms with him being like this like pathetic character and just wants to actually grow as a person, understand his worth in society and his worth to himself, like gain self-respect. If this was like the type of anime and it would use this as kind of like leverage or a jumping off point, this could be good. The problem is the main character never actually grows as a person. He stays stagnant. He's in love with the girl he's renting. So no matter what she says, no matter what she does, no matter what happens, he continually is like, but I love you and I want to be with you. Just hearing that makes me want a cigarette, and I didn't smoke. That's how I feel the entire time. You just feel so drained watching this pathetic individual just continually be pathetic. And I feel like the reason why people like it, the reason why people want it to be something better than it is because they want to root for the underdog, which is the main character. They want him to become better. But the problem is the author is refusing for him to actually grow a pair of balls and go after what he wants.
Yeah.
Because what he wants so far is the girl he's putting money towards. Like, she's making a killing off of him. And she feels bad. She feels hurt. But she understands it's her job. And I'm like, you're writing this character so terribly, dude. I just can't.
It's just involving money.
It's
Like-
all...
Like, it's funny because it's like he like the main characters like you said, like they're expressing like say, yeah, I love you, this and that, while at the same time you're like with other fucking girls that you're renting to.
No, you know what's even
Come on,
worse?
dude.
You know what's even worse? One of the rent-a girlfriends who decided to become a rent-a girlfriend because she actually did need money is slowly falling in love with him because she actually sees, I don't know, something about him that's likable. And then she's like, in a sense, she's like, you know how you gotta write kind of like a love triangle sometimes in these romance animes? She's like the girl who like you want him to be with. And even like there's some instances where it looks like they might get together, but like he's still like, but nah, I'm gonna want to go after the girl I'm renting right now. This girl's the girl that I love. And she keeps saying no.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Like I said, it's a terrible anime. I don't understand why it has a following,
just-
but it does. It has a following.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain about it.
but do you think it's really stupid because it just involves money?
No, I don't think it's
Over
stupid
this?
because it involves money. I think it's stupid because again, the character doesn't improve. I'm not seeing an actual effort, realistically, from what I've watched, for him to actually grow as a person. For him to actually realize, hey, all this time and effort I'm putting into renting this girl who I want to fall in love with me but isn't. I could be putting it towards bettering myself. I could be towards actually finding an actual girlfriend. I could be doing anything else to better myself as a person, as a man, as a human.
Try to like tuck out the girl he wants to be, but he doesn't do that.
Is that what's even worse is that like there's a girl he did date named, I think her name is Mommy, which is really weird. But anyways, he did date a girl in college for a brief moment, but she broke up with him, and that's why he started renting a girlfriend, because he wanted to feel good again. Like he got really depressed because his ex broke up with him, and like he rented the girlfriend service, and then he started to feel good for that one moment, but then he remembered, oh, that's right, this is a fleeting one-time date because I had to pay for it.
Yeah, that anime is really stupid.
It's dumb. I don't recommend it at all. If you truly want to watch something that's just like absurd, that's gonna piss you off, watch Rent a Girlfriend. But if you just don't, if you have anything else better to do, do not watch Rent a Girlfriend. That's all I'm gonna say.
Or if you just want to just laugh at some stupid shit. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. I don't even laugh at it. I get pissed off at it. But anyways,
Well, no less. I feel like what just like laugh off as red pill content or some shit.
oh
like
god.
that.
But anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's stream. So we got quite a bit of covering, and I decided to like pace this out into like bad, funny, kind of like that, right? That's how it's gonna go. It's like gonna be, oh, this is stupid, this is bad, this is kind of funny, kind of like that, right?
Yes.
So let's start off with kind of a bad, but also kind of funny, and that is Crunchyroll affiliate responses to data breach with new statement. So recently, Crunchyroll had another data breach happen to them. So you know what that means, right?
Yeah, data breach.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
Oh, you say data?
No, I'm saying, oh man.
Yeah, no. So it's really funny because like I think I'm actually gonna go quickly here to Chibi, because I think Chibi basically did a better job of like, I'm not gonna say did a better job, but like where is it? I know I responded to it. Oh god, did I not? Oh, did I put it in here? There's no way I put it here. Okay, you know what? He's probably got it. Because he did a good job of like kind of like posting here. Oh, here it is. So Chibi writes, "Let's address the elephant in the room with Crunchyroll," and this is basically going over like everything Crunchyroll is kind of fucked up. What's up?
Oh yeah, you did. You did respond to this one.
Yeah, or I didn't say anything crazy. I just like so. Anyways.
Yeah, no.
So he says removes comments. Steals voice actors fan mail, doesn't upload rights merch promises, shadow increases prices and merch. He basically means like he basically means they're slowly, without anyone's knowledge, increasing the price of the overall things. Oh, what's this? Just hearing junkie mentality. Yeah. Politics forced in English dubs, politics forced in subtitles, bad typesetting, site crashes constantly. Actually, I've never actually had that. I've never actually had the site crash on me. Episodes released with no subtitles for hours, random episodes delays and non-transparency, refuses to market certain animes by for it being icky. He's talking about like things like interspecies reviewers. Gets uncensored anime, then decides to delay the episodes and get the censored version. Removes free tier for watchers, increases prices for the service. Gets in class action lawsuit for selling your data. Data breach happens and they try to sweep it under the rug and gets caught for now forced to respond. So that's basically going over a majority of like the controversies Crunchyroll has found themselves over the years since like they were merged together with Funimation. And which is why it culminates to this. So Crunchyroll officially responds to data breach with new statement. Crunchyroll users should update their passwords for good measure, as allegedly security breaches hit this site. With the threat of actor claiming that the stolen over 100 GP sensitive customer data, the breach reportedly occurring on March 12th, 2026, is the latest source of controversy for the streaming service. So something like this happened not too long ago. I want to say, actually, I made a video on this. Let me see. Sorry, I got a lot of tabs open, so my browser's a little slow right now. Because this is kind of give me an idea.
have something to do with me not turning off the computer? And
No.
just
It's
on?
my fault. Do you not see the amount of tabs I have open? But yeah, a year ago. So Crunchyroll a year ago had a similar problem where some guy like went in and like basically like stole a bunch of people's passwords, their accounts and everything,
Yeah.
and he was threatening to like do shit with it. And essentially he started sharing people's passwords and usernames online. So people were like freaking out and they immediately started going to like change their everything. And like I said in my video during that time is like this is something you should be doing regardless. Like I know some people probably don't always have the mentality to do this, but as a paranoid person, I typically like to go in and at least change my password about once every few months. Closes all them chubby chaser tab, bro. You're doing what chubby chaser? What do you mean? What are you talking about? If you're talking about this isn't me. This is the site. This is Screen Rant.
But yeah, there's a reason why you don't trust Google at all.
Move ads. What? Oh, you're shitting. Fuck you, Screen Rant. I'm not paying for your stuff.
No, I'm saying you don't trust Google.
I don't
You
trust
hate
Google. I'm sorry.
yet
I
you like-
can't. The Google has been in just as much shit as any other like big site. So if I'm gonna trust anyone, I'll probably trust the one that have the most majority of my accounts attached to. Lies. You sit there on your throne of lies. Fuck you, Mr. Monkey. I have no
Yeah,
throne
you're
of
on your
lies.
lies,
My
but
my throne is the grand throne of the emperor. Praise the emperor.
No, you got your own lies because you have a YouTube account and that's owned by Google. You're the hypocrite. Ha ha ha.
I'm forced. So what? I shouldn't have a Google. I can't have a YouTube then. Fine, I'll go on BitChute. God, does anyone even know BitChute?
Oh yeah, I know BitChute.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna be like dog. I've been trying to make videos for Rumble too, so I might be doing some content for Rumble later. But anyways, with the new
No,
security.
it's fine. That was just a joke, you know.
No, I
was
get you.
joking.
With the new security breach makes headlines, subscribers are rightfully asking the private information is secure, especially when. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Anytime you attach your information to an actual like company like Crunchyroll, like Netflix, like any of these other people, you should automatically assume there at one point in time your information is not going to be secure. We live in a day and age where like literally everything in your mother asks you what's your address, like what's the last four digits of your social, what's this, what's that, what's this, what that, and you have to put it in. Unless you literally have like a dummy account, most places now ask you for the at least the minimum of information, that being your first, last name, phone number, and email address, right? And then like all those like spam calls you get, how do you think those places get that? It's not because there's a data breach, it's because literally that information is so available nowadays that these places just are able to get it so easily. Like it's now granted, this is a data breach from Crunchyroll. They've basically come out and admitted it. But I'm saying like it's not super difficult for like telemarketers and hackers and places like that to get your info nowadays. Especially since most of these places are playing catch up with those people, they don't have the security system nor the know-how to really put something in place to protect it.
I mean, look what happened with Twitch and Discord.
100%. Like that's always gonna be a constant thing now. I'm not saying for you to accept it. I'm just saying like don't like. That's what I'm telling you. Like the least you can do to protect yourself, especially if you're using a website like Crunchyroll, like Netflix, like Discord, and everything, is you go in and you change your password every so often.
Yeah, especially because, and also, like if you're a VTuber, like myself, always make a separate account. You always gotta make a separate account.
Yeah, you should have at least for me. Don't be as paranoid as me. I have like 4 email addresses, and I use for all separate things. You should probably at least have 2 or 3 email addresses to utilize for separate things you want to do with, and you should always constantly remember to change the password. And don't make it something simple like cat123.
Yeah, but Dula-san,
Yes.
you don't have to be as paranoid as I am, because I have to do a lot more work too, because I gotta have my personal shit and my VTuber shit. You're lucky that you don't have to go as much as I do.
I mean, I'll probably have to go as much as you do when I finally get like a model and everything. Like, there's no doubt in my mind I'm gonna have to eventually like do that soon, especially now that my character sheet is almost done, and I'm gonna be sending that over to my artist.
Are you drawing it?
Or the character sheet is being worked on. Like it's almost done. It's in its final stages, and as soon as I get that back, I'm sending it to the person who's gonna be doing my model, and then they're gonna start working on it. Now it'll be months from now, but hopefully within the span of like the end of like the beginning of summer to like the end of summer, I'll have my first model done.
Damn. Now we can collab together.
We are collabing together.
As our VTubers.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, no, anyways, back to this. With the new security breach making headlines, subscribers are rightfully asking for their private information is secure, especially when it comes to paying the premium prices for its services. Fans have been vocal about the security concerns of the site for a while now, and following Screen Rant's recent request for comment, Crunchyroll has issued a brief public response. So this is going to be going into their public response. While not going over the details of the latest security claim, they never do. Crunchyroll spokesman confirmed that via email, current responses, the company's response to the recent report stating, "We are aware of recent claims and are currently working on closing the leading cybersecurity experts and investigation in the matter." So basically, typical corporate speak. This means nothing to me, and it should mean nothing to you.
Of course it is. Of course it is, bro. Of course it is.
Yeah, this should mean.
That's why it's just funny now when people.
Well, like, and I get it. Like going back to Chibi's like whole tirade he was doing. He was like, "Let's address the elephant in the room." I'm like, Chibi, we've all addressed the elephant in the room. It's a fucking elephant in the room. Of course we all see it. The problem isn't addressing the elephant. The problem is how the fuck do we get it out of the room?
Exactly.
So anyways, due to the nature of the event, the response clearly acknowledges the site. Shut the fuck up, Screen Rant. Of course they clearly acknowledge it. That's not the issue. The site needs to verify the attack not only happened, but the scale of which it occurred. The sources answers that such claims are meant to avoid stoking the alarms and chaos, which typically severe the goal of the hackers' claims. I'm sorry, again, this is a non-response. It's like, we're aware that someone went in to your house. Like, it's as if the cops came to you and you're like, well, did you find them? I'm like, we're aware someone came into your home and stole all your goddamn furniture. We're doing our best to like, in our investigation to find everything. So do you have any leads? We cannot disclose that. Do you have any ideas? We cannot disclose that. Do you know anything? Not a damn thing. Hi, Cucumber. Welcome. We're just talking about Crunchyroll and its many failures.
Yep, like they always do.
Like I said, and again, like, have you used High Dive?
No, I've never used High Dive.
Okay, so my roommate and me use High Dive for other animes because like they have animes that Crunchyroll doesn't. The problem is High Dive's UI is hot garbage. Yeah, I despise their UI for both their app and for any smart TVs.
Because I remember we were watching a lot of animes through Lumi server, and Lumi has definitely. I'm not sure if Lumi said that the UI is garbage, but I'm pretty sure she knows that it's garbage. Because every time we like watch like a lot of episodes, there'll be times where it would just freeze.
So do you want me to give you an example why High Dive's UI is worse than Crunchyroll's by a large margin?
Go for it.
So in Crunchyroll, if you've ever used Crunchyroll, right, they actually have tabs for the newest animes added, for genres and things like that. High Dive has a similar one. However, in Crunchyroll's case, when you click on an anime, it gives you a list of the episodes. In High Dive's case, especially when you search it up, it doesn't give you the anime usually outright. It gives you episodes.
Oh man.
Not only that, but you can't even like if you can't, even if you set High Dives like I like to listen to my anime in English or in English dub or Japanese dub, right? High Dive doesn't actually save what you want, doesn't save it onto. So if you try swapping it mid parent, it's gonna rewind the episode.
Wow, how very lazy.
And there's a delay in the actual like rewind and fast forward for the actual skipping.
Oh,
I said, the actual UI
I bet a anime VHS tape can do way better.
Oh yeah,
that-
you can
way
you can
better.
rewind a fucking VHS faster than you rewind High Dive, and not only that, you can't just skip. Like you can't be like, oh, I've already seen this episode. Let me skip to the next episode. High Dive forces you to actually like make it so this way you've seen the whole episode, so this way you can go on to the next episode.
Nah, give me my VHS tapes back.
No, High Dive needs to fix their UI prompto. I think that's one of the reasons why people prefer using Crunchyroll sometimes. Not only that, but their anime selection is very like small when comparing, and that's another thing. Despite how people feel about dubs, High Dive doesn't have many dubs, and the ones it does have, they come out with much slower because, of course, their studio is much smaller, so they don't have as many voices. But that's fair. I'm not trying to trash High Dive. I think High Dive has some pretty good anime, especially if you want to watch more ecchi, more heavily perverted, I guess, for lack of a better term, animes, because that's the one that has Gushing Over Magical Girls, Chain Soldier.
I love Gushing Over Magical Girls.
But that's what I'm saying. High Dive has those animes, and they're probably continually having more of those animes than that of Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll has some ecchi animes, but High Dive has the majority of them.
Yes. I mean, if you just want to watch some ecchi for shits and giggles,
Yeah.
go
So
to High Dive.
So this basically gives you an idea. Like, yeah, the right here says Crunchyroll's latest security breach reportedly resulted in a 100 gig data leak. That means over 100 gig of your personal information and many other people's information was leaked, and then this guy was like, haha, look what I got. So, and it's just, again, the main issue is the fact that Crunchyroll came out here and gave you like a non-answer. They're like, oh, we're working on it. And people just like, well, isn't that fair? Isn't that just fair for them to say, like, we're working on it? The problem is, this wasn't really reported on. It was found out because the dumbass leaker came out and said it. Crunchyroll didn't come out and say, everyone, we want to take a moment to let you know this happened. It was this guy going, ha, 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 look what I did. And then people got really, really upset and like started to go crazy. And then that's when Crunchyroll had to respond. No, I use Crunchyroll too, Cucumber. Like, I use Crunchyroll, I use High Dive, and I use Netflix. Like, that's where I get a majority of my anime. The thing is the fact that, like, I don't mind putting on the captain's hat and sailing the high seven seas for my anime. The problem is many of the actual websites now have a problem where, like, they're getting more and more... What's the best way to describe it? Harder to watch, specifically the two I use. They now make it so sometimes you get redirected to websites that are not exactly the most secure, and I don't like clicking on something that could potentially take me to somewhere that's going to give me a virus. So I've kind of stopped using them.
Really are sensitive with your personal information, huh?
Exactly. But anyway,
be careful as well.
But that's kind of it for the Crunchyroll like side of things. That's just really about it. Crunchyroll fucked up. They're stupid, and that's just kind of be a constant thing.
Because Crunchyroll is Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll is Crunchyroll. Is basically what we're gonna have to kind of like agree upon.
Because Crunchyroll has always been pretty shitty.
Well, you gotta remember, Crunchyroll, when they were in their days of selling the high seas themselves, were actually a lot more on top of things than people like to give them credit for.
Yes.
It's whenever they wanted to go legit, and they then later got bought out by Sony and merged with Funimation to keep the moniker of Crunchyroll, but now is like had like several Funimation employees with them. That's when Crunchyroll started to kind of slowly change.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this next one I gotta go back to here for the bookmarks, because this is gonna be a funny one. So does anyone know about Jojo's?
I think everybody knows Jojo, even if...
So did you know the newest series dropped on Netflix?
No, I mean, I haven't watched Jojo in years. So.
I stopped at part, I think it was part 6. I didn't really like part 6.
Oh.
I know some people like Stone Ocean.
Dude.
I don't care for Stone Ocean.
I remember people were super obsessed with Jojo back in my high school.
Well, no, I had my entire friend group outside of like 2 of my friends love JoJo's. I think JoJo's is. I think.
Even my close high school friend and his older brother were like super into it.
So part 1 was fun. I liked part 1 with Jonathan. Part 2 was very like. I really like how they handled Joseph's Like, he wasn't the best fighter. He was more intellectual, and I like how they handled his character throughout the actual part 2. Jotaro was a complete, like, separation of the other two in its entirety. Like, he was more combat focused, but he was like a mixture of Jonathan's strength, Joseph's intelligence, while remaining his own character. And I really like how they handled a lot of things that happened for both parts of part 3. I had some hiccups here and there, but overall I enjoyed Jotaro's side of things. Joseph was probably, I think, a lot more well character written, and I really liked. I think their villain Kira is my favorite out of every JoJo's character. Then part 5 happened, and I was like, holy shit, this is terrible. I don't like Giovanna as a character. I don't like any of the freaking Backstreet Boys as his entourage. And the villain's ability is so uncrazily fucking retarded. It just doesn't make sense how it really works. And then Stone Ocean happened. I could give a flying fuck about Stone Ocean. I don't care about Jotaro's daughter. I just don't. I don't like her as a character either. But regardless of the fact, I still think JoJo's had a good run when it came to writing characters. So,
especially because a lot of the characters are like named after old rock music.
Yeah, like there was a heavy inspiration for the actual series with like when it came to like older school like rock music and such. But anyways, so the creator decided to give Netflix the exclusive rights to its new series, which is essentially a soft reboot of JoJo's. So if you know anything about JoJo's, at the last part of Stone Ocean, that's actually the last part of that iteration of the timeline. Something happened that made it so this way the main villain of that series, or like a new introduction of the villain, somehow rewrote the timeline of JoJo's, and now it's going all the way back with the first JoJo's. I believe this should be Jonathan Joestar, but as a retelling of him. It's really weird. The writer really starts going crazy with the fucking series. But anyways, so it's called Steel Ball Run. And during an interview, when they were talking about Steel Ball Run, the actual creator was asked, like, so when can we expect more episodes? Because there was a weird delay between episode 1 and episode 2, especially when you're watching something on Netflix. Netflix is usually really quick about either updating new episodes or dropping them all at once.
Yeah.
So people were like, when can we expect the next episode? And he comes out, it takes a long time to make one episode, but productions are going smoothly and looking forward to seeing the finished episode as much as you are. And this fucking pissed off so many people.
Yeah.
So you can even just go down here to the comics. It's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Sure, he could be a good dude, but I'd say right now it's removed him from the director position. Why drop an episode when you're not even finished with working on the second episode? like I like the Kaisenet memes. Like, what the fuck?
You mean
looks like it's. Huh?
You mean ISO Speed? It's not Kaisenet.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know them more. I don't know many streamers' names. I thought that was Kai.
No, it's ISO Speed.
Oh, okay. I don't know people. I'm sorry. I once got Pokemon confused with
I know because I mean it's good that you don't know them because they're like the most.
Well, no, I hear Kaisenet and ISO Speed are like really, like they're very open with their fans. They're really good guys, and you know I hear they donate a lot. So
I wouldn't say good guys because of the acts they do.
Like, what do you mean? Oh, you know what? No, we're getting into the. We're not want to talk about streamers, but yeah, no. So what they mean by this is if you actually go over to the Steel Ball Run on its wiki, they only have one episode out, and apparently like the second episode is delayed by like they're not sure when.
What's the point of just?
But no, that's what people are asking. Why did you release one and only one episode without any intention of releasing the second one? Kind of like a week later or like right after. Like what happened there? And like all the
why they can't just be like Stranger Things?
Like right here. Like if you I actually have the interview right here that the actual creator ran. In this interview,
by the way, Stranger Things 4 was a disaster. By the way,
Stranger Things in general was a disaster. It should never have gone past season 1. I absolutely despise what they did to Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things.
I like Stranger Things season 1.
Yeah, I like until either season 3 or season 4. But season 5, fuck no, dude.
No, I just no. Like people even said like season 2 was okay. I'm like, no, season 2 ruined a lot of things for me. But anyways, so going with it. So here's where the actual interview, like the interviews ask him generally, like, you know, what was your inspiration? Like, did you actually learn horseback riding for the actual, like, to get an idea about how the actual characters do it, because the entire premise, like, these guys are riding on horseback through like the West, like the Americana West, right? So, and like he's answering all these questions, and then like the final question he was asked, literally the final question in this interview that he was asked was finally we asked, do you know when we'll be seeing more episodes? And Yoshiro Kuma says, I want to see it soon too. When will it be? I don't know. And then that's where he gives that same answer he gave before. And it's like, what do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
You're the lead director of this show. The fuck you mean you don't know? Like, again, if like people were like ready for more, and he had dropped like the first part of like a 3-part series, I could kind of understand that, right? Because you got like maybe like 10 episodes to work with. It's the first fucking episode.
Exactly. Like, if your response is gonna be I don't know, it's immediately gonna be that scene from Naked Gun 3.5 or whatever the fuck it's called. You know, the one scene where it's just like everybody's just like head palming like that.
Brutal. I'm gonna admit something to you, and don't get mad. I've never seen Naked Gun.
Okay. No, but I'm pretty sure you've seen that meme. Like,
I have not seen anything Naked Gun related.
No. Okay, never mind. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, I don't know shit about Naked. I know it's funny, and I hear it's like really fun. I've never seen Naked Gun.
No, but it's like that one scene that everybody's used whenever somebody makes a big L, where everybody's just like head palming. Like, it sounds like it's clapping, but it's like everybody like head palming.
I gotta check it out. But yeah, no. So like, I just wanted to talk about that very briefly because I thought it was really funny, and I saw a lot of like big anime accounts on X like going like, "What the fuck do you mean you only have one episode?" I'm like, "What are they talking about? One episode?" And I had to look it up, and I was just so baffled with the fact that yeah, it's only got one episode to its name. And I'm like, how the fuck? Is it at least like an hour-long episode, or is it just like a typical 30-minute episode? If it's only 30 minutes or whatever, then like, yeah, that kind of sucks.
Man, what a time to be a JoJo fan.
Yeah, I feel because they've been waiting for a while for a Steel Ball Run. But moving on to the next topic, Brutal, I have a good question for you. Do you remember when we covered Mr. Beast and like his collaboration with the Naruto jacket and everything?
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast. Yeah, no, Mr. Beast is making his waves in the anime community, but not a good way. So literally,
of course not in a good way. Of course not in a good way.
well, no, he
After
could if he was genuine.
That got Pippa's attention. No.
But no, if he was genuine, but the problem is he doesn't feel like he actually gives a fuck, right? It doesn't feel like he truly like cares much for what goes on.
Like it makes it look like he's a tourist.
It's possible he is, but like I don't know. I don't want to judge the guy primarily on that. And then again, I said I didn't want to judge this guy, and then he did this. So you know how One Piece is like really fucking popular, and how it's actually getting a remake soon.
Yes.
So okay, so you know about One Piece's remake?
The Netflix adaptation?
No, that's an adaptation. One Piece has been confirmed. Here, I'll show you.
I'm not a One Piece guy. I've told you a bunch.
No, but I was going to show you so this for context.
Oh, like a remake, like of the anime?
Yes, a complete remake.
Why?
Here, I'll show you.
Why remake the whole entire series?
So, here it is. So, Wit Studio confirms a tire-pacing Netflix One Piece animated remake. So essentially what they're doing is they're cutting out all the filler and they're focusing just on the main plot. So One Piece got this confirmation happen like I want to say like a couple of weeks ago, or not even a couple of weeks, like 2 maybe a week ago. It was confirmed that One Piece is getting a Netflix adaptation, like an animated remake. So that's what's happening, right? So that happens, and Mr. Beast comes out and offers to fund a Naruto anime remake. Yes.
Nah, I don't. I mean, as much as fuck. What am I gonna say? I was never the biggest fan of Naruto either. But...
So I'm gonna say, I won't lie. I never lie about this. I was a big Naruto fan growing up because I was into all anime.
Everybody was.
Well, when I was a kid.
Yeah, no. Everybody in my age. I mean, we do live like a different generation, but at the same time, I grew up with a lot of kids my age really like Dragon Ball and Naruto. They love Dragon Ball.
Well,
and
yeah,
Naruto.
like the idea of a fucking ninja, like a ninja school and academy, and becoming like a shinobi. That's awesome as a kid. You love that shit. So like, yeah. So I was a big Naruto fan, and it wasn't until later, like as I kept watching, I was like, huh, this show isn't as like. What's even funnier? So my roommate was just starting getting into anime, right? Like he was just starting getting into anime, and we were recommending
29.
shows to him. And my friend,
thought-
who's a bigger shonen fan than the rest of us, like recommended Naruto and Bleach to him. And I was like, yeah, you should check out Naruto. It's actually pretty good, right? And one day we go to a GameStop, like a game show, a game store, to pick up some stuff because we usually like to frequent those places. And they actually had like TVs with anime on them, and one of them was Naruto. And they had an episode for the newest Naruto Shippuden episode on there. And we're like, yeah, this is the anime we're telling you about. And literally, it was like one of the worst episodes of the Shippuden side of things in the beginning. It was just literally them standing there talking for like the longest time, not doing anything, and then they have like one transition where there was like a quick kunai knife fight, and then they stopped again. And he was watching this. He just turns to us. He's like, "Why do you guys like this?" And my friend was like, "No, it gets better. I'm telling you." And I just started watching. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why do I like this?"
I've heard that Naruto isn't really it's not as enjoyable as people.
I mean, it gets. Yes, for me, as I started getting more into actually the plot and story and trying to break down like why I like about those aspects in both television, movies, books, and in this case anime, like I become more heavily focused on objective like critiques and lining when it comes to story writing. So when I went back and started to actually look back what I thought about One Piece, about Naruto, about Bleach, and all that stuff, I started to make the understanding that like, wow, a lot of these shonen that I used to really really like suck ass. But again, Naruto is. I wouldn't say Naruto is as bad, but like Naruto is pretty bad when you break down the actual plot and like what happens in the story.
Yeah.
I would always argue Bleach is worse.
It's definitely one of those animes that definitely haven't really aged well.
No, I definitely have, but I would still say Bleach is worse. If you actually
Yeah,
begin to break down
I
Bleach, it's
yeah,
infinitely worse.
I can believe that.
But anyways, so Mr. Beast wants to fund an anime, an Naruto anime remake. It says, following recent comments about One Piece's anime remake, Mr. Beast has chimed in to request the Naruto gets a modern retelling, and he's even offering to help fund it.
I bet. What kind of modern retelling?
Mr. Beast becomes. It's based on him. He's Naruto. No, just look at that. Look, they even put him side by side together. Doesn't he look just like Naruto? Look at that face. Look at that face.
He looks nothing like Naruto. Mr. Beast is a fucking billionaire.
He should be
Or a
Kakashi.
billionaire.
No, you know what? They should make him Hokage. But like, Wit
Beast
Studio
all
is
about
currently
that
developing.
money.
Oh, what happened?
Mr. Beast all about that money.
No, he's well. I don't think Mr. Beast is as scummy as people really do think he is. But yeah, let's see.
I know. I know
Shonens
it's not,
are
but it's
great
just-
when all you want is flashy fights. Yeah, like again, like I will say, out of all the shonens I've watched, comparatively, I would say Hunter x Hunter, and I would say Hunter x Hunter has the best arcs, mostly when it comes to writing, and probably the better characters. I would say Oda has the best world building and fights than most of the shonen. But when you start breaking it down to every other shonen, no other shonen even compares to those two, even in those realms. If I'm being as generous as possibly I can, most of those shonen eventually start getting better animation, better quality for their fights. But overall, when it comes to characters, story, and like everything like that, it just breaks down. Like again, I look back at Naruto, and when you actually start breaking down how, I can always point to this, right? Naruto's creator created a villain so powerful that he couldn't defeat by normal means that of him introducing things. He had to introduce a whole new character to defeat him, and quite possibly what is considered to be one of the worst ways just to beat him. He wrote himself in a corner with Madara. He didn't know how to beat Madara, his own character. So he had to introduce Kaguya to defeat Madara, to then get defeated by Naruto and Sasuke at the end. Like that's fucked when you do that.
Don't even get me started on One Punch Man, especially season 3.
I haven't watched season 3. I'm probably not gonna watch season 3. I'm very sad the fact
Yeah.
that season 3 has like been
I
so
heard-
hard.
I heard it was pretty bad.
Well,
But
I read
look-
the manga. I think one is a great storyteller especially when it comes to writing his characters. Like I think Saitama's entire character, Moomin Rider. I really like what he did with Flashy Flash and Tatsumaki. Like I think some of these actual characters. I think he writes, especially King. King is one of my favorite characters in anime I've seen in like a long time. King is amazing. The problem is the anime. I don't know why they decided to hand over the anime to like different studios that just couldn't handle the actual quality of animation that Madhouse did.
I remember my animation teacher, which I'm not gonna go into detail what really happened to him, but I remember my animation teacher talking about this of how the art style is it's like every scene is like it had like a different art style.
Yeah, I that's why I like story. That's why I like animes. Not animes, but cartoons like that really utilize the differences of art style to help kind of build a story. Like Smiling Friends is probably one of the best examples of that. I really like Smiling Friends. I think Smiling Friends is hysterically. I'm so sad that they're ending. They only got 2 episodes left, but I understand why Zach Hadel and his friend are deciding to end the series so soon. If you watch Oni Plays, you'll fully understand why. Yeah, kind of
But,
finishing. What's up?
I may not be as big as a shonen guy as you, but let me tell you, Spy Family, hell yeah.
Spy X Family is pretty damn good. I really like the dynamic between Anya, between her parents, that being Yor Forger
I
and
even watched the movie too.
no, I watched the movie. Oh, the movie was kind of stupid, but like I still enjoyed the. My thing is the fact that I watched Spy X Family.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I really liked the poop scene. I thought that was like the most.
I thought that was funny too.
That was like the most like child education videos I've seen.
I still think one of my favorite jokes from the movie was when Anya's using the pop gun to try to shoot down things at the stall, and she's like, "Damn, I'd get them if they weren't like moving so fast." And like her dad just goes like, "They are not moving, Anya."
I know.
It's just funny, but yeah, no. So
I still have the little like postcard, the little thing that I got when I saw it in theaters.
Oh, you saw it in theaters?
Yes.
I wish I did. I didn't have the time. I was working too much. But trying to finish this. One, I acknowledge that while Toei's animation of One Piece anime is great, the remake aims to avoid unnecessary stretching of the. Also, people were getting mad about this comment, saying like, "You can't I can't believe people are so mad about the filler in One Piece. The filler is necessary." I'm like, no, there are things you can cut. Like you don't have to. Like I always go back to this all the time when it comes to One Piece.
Like you can just cut things that are not relevant to the main story.
Well, you can, but here's why I think why I don't like filler, right? So when people talk about filler, some people might think they're talking about things like the Foxy Pirates, right? The Foxy Pirates, you don't know One Piece, but there's a character named Foxy who's a pirate who challenges people to something called a Davy Back fight. This entire arc has nothing. This entire fight has nothing to do with what the pirates doing, what they did to get where they were, to get to the next location they got to get to. It's just kind of like filler in between.
So it makes it unnecessary.
It makes it unnecessary, but it's good it's good for world building. That's what it is. And when you have things like that, it's good to establish that these things exist in the world. The problem is that is something you can cut. Now, when I talk about filler, I don't specifically talk about things like that because there's also good filler. Like the arc before that, they were stuck in a Marine Ford base. And they had to find a way to escape, and they established some really strong, well-written characters with really understanding goals as to why they wanted to capture the Straw Hats. Now, again, ignoring that, my problem with filler comes in the form of when you're stretching out something to expand over like episodes for no real good reason. Like for example, right? So during one of the arcs called Dressrosa, Luffy is riding a bull up a giant stone man to get to the other side, right? To go to where he needs to go to fight someone. This action of him running up this stone man takes several episodes for him to do. In the manga, it took a few pages. They took a few pages and stretched it over several episodes for no other purpose than just to pad out the length of time.
Yeah, that's one way.
That's what I mean by let's get rid of that type of filler. I don't mind if you and if they do get rid of like the Fox, the debut fights, and like them meeting certain characters that really just had no real bearing on the plot, like this character named Apis from like before they went to the Grand Line. Sure, that's fine. That has actual no strengthening to the actual story or the crew's going ons. You don't even see those characters again. But my thing is the fact that if you're gonna do this, make sure you focus heavily on reducing the actual amount of time you're putting into your animation that just has no bearing on anything.
Yeah.
But no, kind of finishing this up. The source material combining with the animation techniques is strong storytelling and beautiful pacing. So Mr. Beast offers to help pay for Naruto anime. In response to NATV's post about one of his comments, Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, wrote, "Can we please get one Can we please get one for Naruto? Please, 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 please. I'll help fund it. Yes," in all caps. So
it definitely sounds like he's super desperate about it.
well, I don't think he's desperate about it, but I think it's a funny joke.
But, I mean, the way he types it in makes it sound like he's super.
Yeah, I don't know why he did it all caps. Like, it's weird. But again, people just started clowning on him, and like they usually do. My thing is the fact that I just find it funny because of all the animes. Why Naruto? Well, like, Naruto still, both One Piece and Naruto are technically still going on. Naruto has Boruto, which is horrendous, and One Piece is still just not ended. Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't really think out of all the actual series, like, Naruto doesn't have a strong, like, Naruto is a legacy anime, but it's lost so much of its actual, like, overall, what's the best way to describe it? It doesn't have as much claim as One Piece does nowadays. Like, people remember Naruto, but people aren't, like, chiming for more Naruto content.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was a kind of little funny thing to talk about before we get into something that you might find interesting in, like, a big way. So I'm not sure if you know about this, but did you know that the New York Post wrote an article talking about hentai?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Let's see this. Let's see how this rabbit hole goes.
Okay, I want to show you I want to show you the article. The problem is, you know how we've been getting a bunch of like ads throughout everything I've clicked on?
Yes.
The New York Post sucks. I tried reading this fucking article and like 17 fucking ads shot in my face at once.
Yeah.
I read it, and I'm about to click on it, but I'm letting you know right now, if we have trouble reading it starting out, it's because New York Post sucks. The website is awful.
I can definitely believe that.
So here we go. Let me go back to the top. So here it is. What is hentai? The niche porn that Ward cannot stop watching.
Man, what the fuck? Why the fuck are they just starting off with this headline?
Okay, so this was released back on March 19th. This was This was released back on March 19th by.
I'm just saying the title is just stupid.
No, I know, but like, okay, so you want to know something that I actually had to look up about this because I was curious.
What is it?
So this was written by someone named Radine Wiggle, right? No. You're laughing, but here's something about her. So I clicked on her name. I was curious, who is Radine Wiggle? Radine Wiggle is an astrology writer for the New York Post. Radine Wiggle researches the birth charts and celebrities of other strangers. A Taurus middle child, graduated from the University of New Orleans Creative Writing Workshop, she believes in ghosts, butter, and redemption. This is who got to write about porn.
I have zero doubt that this person knows anything about hentai or even anime in general.
Oh, perish the thought, Bruto. Perish the thought. So.
Why do you perish the thought?
Because I agree with you. So, literally, she writes, people the world over are hot for hentai. Hentai, a form of animated... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but every sentence of this anime is just getting...
No, you're gonna, Bruto, by the end of this, you're gonna lose your mind. So...
I know.
Hentai, a form of...
Get ready for me to start giving me a good chuckle over this.
So,
start dying
I
of
know,
laughter
trust me,
and
I get you.
shit.
I was laughing a bit too. So, hentai, a form of animated pornography, has been the top of the search term for Pornhub for the past several years, claiming the #1 spot in 2024 and 2025, according to the Not Safe for Work website.
What not safe for work website?
Pornhub.
Brutal?
Pornhub. According to Pornhub, it is the most searched thing since 2024 and 2025.
I mean, of course, but I thought they were talking about like besides Pornhub, it would be like other.
No,
like,
no, I thought
notorious
that too, but
hentai
no, they're
sites,
primarily speaking about Pornhub in that sense. So,
yeah.
continuing further,
To be
searches.
honest, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Pornhub is on like exactly the go-to site for hentai.
Well, it's not the go-to site, but not only that, but Pornhub is now actually like unavailable in like, I think like 1/4 of the United States because
Yes.
places like, well, for instance, my state, Florida, put in identification laws for
Yeah.
porn sites specifically.
Exact-
So Pornhub
yeah,
said
same thing for
"Hasta la
me.
vista, bitch," and they left.
Yeah, exactly for me. Exactly for me. It blocked in my state, Texas too.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wondering, like, really, that's crazy. And like my bill for that got enacted like 2 years ago. So if they're saying that, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like I don't
Yeah.
look, I've never used Pornhub to look up hentai. I got my specific sites I found for that shit. So
Same with me.
so further searches for
Oh,
the term have
I mean,
increased.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Everybody's gonna use a VPN anyway. So what the fuck?
I need to get a VPN. I don't know which one to trust. I don't know which one's good. I've heard so many of different types of like NordVPN, Shark, and everything. I just don't know which one's good.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it says further searches of the term increased 8% over the past half a decade, suggesting that ever expanding fan base is keeping cartoon smut on top. Again, hear that loaded language: keeping cartoon smut on top. A subgenre of manga and anime.
Are they calling hentai cartoon? Are you shitting me, dude?
They're calling it a subgenre of manga and anime too.
Then what
Hentai.
is it then?
Hentai is categorized by explicit imagery, stylized characters, and fantastical, sometimes controversial scenarios.
Do they not? You know, a lot of people don't realize, and I bet this person doesn't realize that hentai literally means pervert in Japanese.
Not just that, but like what they just describes porn. Like they're attributing
They're
these
just
characteristics.
it sounds like they're repeating it over and over again.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, read back what they just said. Like, hentai is characterized by explicit imagery, stylized characters, and fantastical, sometimes
That's not
controversial
exactly-
scenarios.
That's
That's
not
porn.
That's not exactly explaining everything.
But that's what I'm saying. They're using characteristics that you would subscribe to just regular old porn. Like, how many porn out there is like, hey, I'm the pizza guy. I'm here to deliver your sausage pizza, ma'am. Oh my God, thank you. I can always use a sausage pizza right now. It's what the fuck? Like,
Man, we're like not even finished, and this motherfucking shit.
no,
is
this
giving
shit
me a
goes
good-ass
on,
chuckle,
Brutal.
too.
This shit goes
I
on.
know.
They talk about lolly in this.
Okay, we gotta try not to go much into that detail because it divides too much.
No, I know. I'm not sharing the whole article. I'm just giving you a springboard into what was happening. I'm just talking. I'm actually working on a video about this because it's so fucking funny.
I know. I bet I'm gonna laugh too.
So the word itself is a version to the Japanese hentai sikido, which translates to perversion.
Exactly. That's what what I just said.
And globally speaking, cartoon perversion prevails.
What the sentence, bro?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm probably going to end it off here just to kind of give you an idea. But they say within Pornhub, the term encompasses everything from video game characters and anime-inspired cosplay to fully rendered 3D animations and beyond. Hentai's sustained run with the world's top search term for since 2021 highlights the unique genre's global appeal. Alex Kinkser, vice president and brand of communicate in Pornhub, told the Post. The history of hentai dates back to the 17th century and Japan's Edo period, where erotic illustrations known as sungure were widely circulated and depicted scenes like naked women on camel embraces by two octopuses.
I mean, that's where the origin of tentacle porn comes from.
But that's not just it. Like they're talking about specifically about the depiction of putting a woman with something crazy in like inked form, and I'm like, so are you telling me that like
It's always
drawn pictures
it's
of
always
women on this is like the first time that's ever happened? And like go back to the fucking Roman Empire, dude.
like this is something that's been like forever.
But again, it's because they want to really paint you a narrative of what hentai, quote unquote, is.
Yes, it's basic. This is similar to the fucking BBC documentary.
Okay,
saw.
I want to end off with this last sentence. Okay.
Why?
So,
What's after this, or is it just too long?
no, into this they start going into more explicit details like lolly and stuff that I really don't want to go into.
Yeah, because it's gonna create a whole bunch of
Exactly. So that's why I don't want to go into talking about it. I want to save that for my video as I'm working on it. But it says here's the last thing I'll talk about. So featuring an ever expanding landscape of kink, modern hentai depicts fantastical and exaggerated sex acts that includes characters with widely distorted body parts. And what they mean by that is women with huge jugs.
jugs, like a chest.
Yes, they're talking about specifically women because what they do is they start going into talk about how like and hentai is really like showcasing women with like slender stomachs, fat asses, thick thighs, and huge over exaggerated breasts. Oh my god, this is so horrible.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is just
No, I'm telling you, if you want to have a good laugh, like read this article on your own and get back to me. It's ridiculous.
No, I mean we already watched the whole BBC documentary.
But no, so literally here's what some people said that actually went in to read the article. So you have Man of Saturday goes, slow news day. Can you not? Can you delete this? We really don't need more normies making statements on shit they are not interested in. Just fuck you.
Exactly. Why did the lady just? Why did the person behind the article like literally just cover on something that they don't cover, that they have no knowledge about?
Exactly. Why
fucking do it?
So like I said, like people just like I love this one. Like literally, calm down, son. It's just a drawing.
Yeah, of course it is, because come on, dude. I mean, we're not. I mean, it is talking about like the part we're not gonna go cover because.
Well, no, yeah, that's and there's people are just like basically memeing on the actual article and shit throughout this entirety.
Video of healer.
Exactly, but people are just like kind of like memeing on it. And look, it's just happening everywhere. It's funny, but like it's just really crazy to think about. Like, why did you?
It's really bad when people are just sending a whole bunch of like anime memes and shit.
Well, exactly, and that's what I call it, and that's kind of why I ended off. Like I said, I'm working on a video for this. It should hopefully be out within the next few days.
Because at least you're gonna try to. Because once you make the video, at least you're gonna try to, at least try to like make it like, I wouldn't say friendly, but like at least make it where it doesn't monetize your channel.
Sure.
No, like age resistant. That's what.
Yeah. I always, people tell me not to, but I always put like, and I think this is probably why I don't see as much growth, is because I do put not meant for kids in my in all my videos.
But then again, I'd rather just do that because.
Oh, I do it to be safe, because even though I don't really go over explicit like hugely profanity and sexual things.
But like when you put something like made for kids, you know what's gonna happen? There's no you can't go on the comment section.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Because once you turn off "this is made for kids," you know what happens? You cannot play the video on the background. You cannot have comments. The comments will always be disabled.
Gotcha. But okay, so I'm kind of ended off there, and this is the last topic I have for us today, and this is kind of one that's I'm weary of and I'm looking into, but I want to know more of it. So you know the actual studio Kadokawa, right? Kadokawa?
Everybody knows that.
Okay, so do you remember that Kadokawa, like recently, like a while back, it was like Kadokawa wants Sony to fully commit in with their buyout to their entire company, right? You remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, during that time, Kadokawa was basically having like different people come in to try to purchase up shares or at least outright purchase it. Now, I don't understand why Kadokawa wanted to have someone buy them, but in short, they were allowing it to, because I believe their actual like they could have actually put a halt on this and decided to actually only share off a few shares versus like a lot of them. But they were like, if we're gonna allow anyone to actually buy us out outright, we'd prefer it to be Sony because they're an in-house Japanese studio, and Sony was not willing to go fully in on them. They were like, we'll put in 10%, but that's really about it. We don't want to buy you guys outright. And Kadokawa was kind of like disappointed in this because what the reason why is because their fear was they were seeing a lot of like other countries like studios and companies wanting to actually invest into them, so they were wanting to actually buy out shares themselves, places like in China. And Kadokawa didn't want to be actually have any of the actual shares be purchased up by places like in the UK, like China, or like Saudi Arabia, because they've been investing in the companies as well. So they really wanted Japanese studios to actually come forth and start buying up shares or just buy them outright. But no real studio really had the funds or the desire to outright buy Kadokawa, right?
Yeah.
So that all happened. Fast forward to recently, and move over, Sony. Activist investor who urged Nintendo to charge 99 cents just to get Mario to jump higher acquires significant stake in parent company of Elden Ring dev from software. Basically, this Japanese company called Osha Management Company has acquired 8.86% in the Japanese media powerhouse Kadokawa parent company and Elden Ring developer from software.
I know that article that was quite the title.
Yeah, this title is retarded. I clicked on it because it was IGN, and while IGN can be very like biased, like out of all the articles I was checking out, it was one of the few that got right into the meat and potatoes of the actual argument instead of like burying the lead.
Even as a kid, I always hated IGN.
No, I thought IGN was fine when I was growing up. There was nothing wrong with IGN. Like in the beginning,
well, you can't deny about the whole Sonic thing by saying Sonic was never good.
No, I agree with you. I think there were problems, of course, with IGN, but the thing was, most of those problems were apparent in their biases when it came to gaming itself. They weren't really filled with the type of activism we see nowadays, is what I'm saying. Exactly. But anyways, so IGN goes further. Essentially, Kadokawa's like fears manifested. They had a company come outside and purchase up a large amount of their shares in like one big go, and are now showing more interest and purchasing up more shares.
Yeah.
So here, this is big enough stake that potentially enabled investors to influence Kadokawa's operations. Back in 2024, Ocean encouraged Nintendo to pivot towards developing a free-to-play mobile games, saying, just think about 99 cents to get Mario to jump a little higher.
Why encourage Nintendo to do it since they said that they were literally stopping on... since Nintendo literally confirmed that they will no longer develop mobile games.
Well, yeah, but what IGN's doing is kind of going to the idea of who this company was prior to the fact, and kind of like the fact that they were urging certain companies like, this should be the future of your game. You should want to make things with like a live service or microtransaction component embedded into your game. And now they're basically using that as kind of like a leverage to say, these guys that used to push for this shit, they're the ones that just purchased up about this large portion of Kadokawa. So,
yeah.
So, activist individual company has purchased a significant majority stake in other companies so they can influence how they operate and manage. That's kind of usually what the main like idea is they want to like change because they think they have a better business idea of what to do, and they think what they can do is give more. They can influence it more, so this way the shareholders are getting more of an investment than what they had prior. That's always the promise, and that's why they go for companies that are really, really successful. So, what's the attraction to Kadokawa? Kadokawa Group contains a large number of subsidiaries dealing with publishing, anime, movies, and games, plus other industries. This includes the Dark Souls and Elden Rings developer from software, as well as video game publishers like Spike Chunsoft, which is the owner of by its Dark Wars subsidiaries. It's also a major manga publisher and popular anime production by Kadokawa, including Oshinoko, ReZero, and Delicious in Dungeon, amongst many others. With so many IPs and diverse business, Kadokawa is a hot priority. Back in late 2024, it was widely rumored that Sony would acquire Kadokawa. What ended up happening was Sony only became Kadokawa's one of its biggest shareholders, with a stake of 10%. The two companies entered a strategic partnership with the aim of strengthening its global value from both companies' IPs. Yeah, so again, that was the thought. But again, Kadokawa wanted Sony to outright purchase them. Because again, their fear was someone would come out of nowhere and be like, hey, we like what we see. And we want what we see.
Basically the punch to them.
Exactly. So put things in perspective, Oshi management companies now have 8.86 stake in Kadokawa is not much smaller than Sony's. Including Sony had 10% stake. Oshi has yet to make any public demands of Kadokawa, so it's not currently clear as to what they seek to influence in Japanese conglomerate. And again, here's where they start kind of going into the idea of what Oasis has done in the past when it comes to, like, for instance, in the Google Play Store, what they tried pushing in for Nintendo, what they tried pushing in other, like, of their companies and stock base and everything, and just basically painting them as a scummy and kind of more of an investment firm than anything else. And the reason why this is so important isn't just because that these people can actually now have pull and leverage in Kadokawa's decisions and choices going forward, but the fact that their interest is to purchase up more. They're not just happy with 8% of the actual take. No, they're not. Basically, think of it like Kadokawa is a pie, right? Sony got a slice of the pie, and Kadokawa's got all these other slices that they want to share with everyone else. Oasis is like, yes, I'd like this piece. And they're like, Kadokawa's like, okay, fine, you can have this piece. And a little bigger. Kadokawa moves the knife over a little bigger. Moves it again, a little bigger. And then by the time they say, okay, I'm happy, it's already like 2/3 of the pie.
Yeah.
And people don't trust this company because of their history with trying to push, basically, again, do you think you'd want to purchase a game like Elden Ring if it was filled to the brim with microtransactions and purchased abilities and actions for you to do in the game?
Hell no, everybody. Like, why do that?
But it's not just that.
Kills
But
the experience of the game.
exactly, but it's not just that. But this company has also had a history of wanting to censor in their games.
Yeah,
So what makes you think they won't want to censor an anime?
Exactly.
That's why so many people are kind of weary about this, and why Kadokawa is weary about it too. They don't want to have someone come in here and change what they do. Yeah. That's why they wanted companies in
Japan. It's basically they don't want to go fall into this activist localizer trap.
Exactly, but they can't really do anything because Kadokawa is an open market. They are in part of the open market, so that means anyone can come in and
they're not a private company.
They're not, exactly. And with so many subsidiaries they have, they really can't do anything if someone with a lot of fucking bank can come in and be like, hey.
Because if they were, they could just tell them to go fuck off.
Exactly, but like I said, they're an open market, so they can easily be bought out. Mm-hmm. That's why they pushed for Japanese companies to be the ones to do so, but just Japanese companies didn't either have the leverage or at the time the funds to do it. And now it looks like things are progressing to more of the negative side of things that Kadokawa feared. So people are kind of like worried, oh shit, if these guys
because like we talked about last week about that bitch, or was it 2 weeks ago?
I think it was last week.
Yeah. Oh my god, that stereotype.
But yeah, I think this is definitely something I'm gonna be keeping an eye on and I'm gonna watch. But for now, I can't really say much outside of this is our fear. What are we gonna do if it happens?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's actually the last story I had for today. Like, kind of rushed to the ending, but I think I had a lot of fun talking about like the things we talked about.
Yes, like we always do.
Yep.
Son. So,
I guess kind of to end things off, Mr. Beast wants to make Naruto. Apparently Hentai's fucked up. And Kadokawa might
really.
get.
It's just some shitty article.
It's a shitty article, but it's a funny shitty article. It's one that you look at and you're like, wow.
Yeah, because it was written by somebody who literally has no knowledge on what exactly that is.
Oh, but they sure as fuck claim as though they know knowledge. So yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, but that's what I'm telling you.
Journalists nowadays.
But I don't even say they're not even a journalist really. They're an astrologist.
Exactly. Yeah. Like why make an article on something that you have absolutely no experience in
They have a
of
website,
what
by
it
the way.
exactly is. What's up?
They have a website.
The person behind the article?
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's literally got
I
like a
doubt.
bunch of depictions of like you know how they say they're a Taurus?
Yes.
It's got like star signs all over it and shit. And all the website has is a link to their Instagram and LinkedIn.
It's just blank website? Are you serious?
It's basically it just has a photo of them, a small biome, and then a link to their Instagram and LinkedIn page.
Wow, how lazy can you get? Oh yeah, this is, speaking of websites. Hey Dula,
Yeah.
if anybody wants to visit my straw page and look at my other socials, you can do so.
What the hell is a straw page?
Basically, it's like making your own website. Let me.
Yeah, why didn't you
Let
ever
me
tell me that? I could have been linking that in the stream or something.
Hold up. I have it right here. Uh, no. Hold up. No, that's not what I want.
Hey, wait,
Oh,
I'll
wait,
take you out soon, I promise. One was done.
Is it this one? No, it's the other one. No, wait.
That's all you, hun. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm still looking. I'm still looking for it.
My doggo gotta go outside.
Yeah, hold on, Dula-san.
Okay, here. You do that. I'm gonna go take my dog out. She really gotta go outside.
Yeah, is it just gonna be quick?
Well, I'm just gonna let her out. I think she needs to pee.
Yeah.
Alright, BRB. Entertain everybody.
Oh, you could have just turned on the. Dula, you could have just turned up the goddamn mic. Looks like I found it. Yep, this is it. Okay, guys. I'm gonna wait while Dula-san is open the door for his dog. Goddamn rigs. This motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker. Listen to the teacher. General Alvin says, just like witches out my messages, evil of destruction, sorcerer of that destruction.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah,
Did you figure it
I
out?
found it.
Okay.
Yes, I found it.
Just
Do you want me to send it through the chat or through your DM?
I mean, if you can send it in the actual, if it's involving you, you can go ahead and post it in the chat.
Here we go. Here. Fuck. Hold up.
Did you lose it?
Nope. Alright. There you go, guys. Go ahead and visit it. Go look.
Did you post it?
Go on your. Yes, it's on the chat. Go ahead and copy and paste it and see how and just look how much of a beauty it is compared to that other person.
Are you sure you did? I don't see it.
It's on the chat, but if you don't see it, I'm gonna send you through DM through your DM. Don't worry.
It's really weird. Okay. Well, anyways,
no, just look, I want to show my website through stream.
but hun, that's what I'm saying. I don't see it in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that's why I sent it to you to the DMs.
Okay, you gotta give me a sec then. Hold up.
Yeah, I sent it through DMs just in case if you're ever struggling. But yeah, I put the link of just so if you want to visit. Yep, look at that.
When the hell did you make this?
When?
Yeah, when?
A while ago.
Why is it this the first time I'm hearing about it?
I sent it. I thought I sent it to you earlier.
You sent me this small image that says favorite bands. That's everything. You never told me that this is part of a. You just sent me this.
Yes, that's part of my website.
But how did I know that?
links.
How would I know that's part of your website?
Thought you already know, Dula.
But you didn't tell me.
I'm sorry, Dula.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. How for context clue am I supposed to know? Oh, that's part of a website. I just thought. Oh no, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, so I like the little.
Oh, yeah.
Who is this? Who is the spinning character?
It's Kayoko from Blue Archive.
Okay, I know Z. I don't know these characters.
Those two girls right here that's on top of who I am. Those are my wives. My wife's Toki and Asuna.
Oh, from Blue
I
Archive.
love them so much. Yes.
And then who is the flying bat girl?
Hina, best girl, by the way.
Oh, the VTuber?
No, from Blue Archive.
Oh.
I know they do look similar.
Well, this is cool. Yeah, no, I had no idea you had had
this. Look, there I am, right there on the top. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I see little rocket little hair.
Yes.
I'll
all
say
that
this.
wood grain and shit.
I do like the design. I think it's cool. Nice. Okay, and with that little show, we're basically done. So, any final thoughts on anything, Brutal? Now's the time.
All I can say is, from this one movie quote, all right.
Thank you, Matthew McConaughey. And for me, as always, guys, you know my little moniker. No matter where you guys in the mood, no matter what time it is for you guys, I always want you guys to have a good morning, a great afternoon, a beautiful evening, and a blessed night. Stay safe, everybody. See you next time.
All right.
Oh, dear Lord.